From Bridge by Words, I want to thank the Parliament House staff for being so accommodating and allowing us to record here on the premises, interviewing a few of the politicians and getting their advice for you and your political journey, audience. So big shout out to Brenda, Chris and Michael. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Bridge by Words, the podcast where aspiring leaders connect with experienced politicians, gaining insights and inspiration for their own political journeys. Today I'm here with Trung Luu.
Good evening. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good morning to say.
Good morning. Yeah, so he's a member of the Victorian State Upper House.
Yes.
I think I've just butchered my introduction here, but you could probably do a better one in your own words.
For Western Metropolitan Region.
Yep.
And I think part of my role is the Shadow Assistant Minister for Police Correction and Crime Prevention.
Yeah. Stressful stuff. There's a lot going on lately.
It is under that portfolio at the moment. There's a lot of issue with crime going on at the moment in Victoria.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, sorry. I don't know how to respond to that. Don't know how to respond to that one. But anyway, what we'll do is I try to start off light and something positive from your Instagram. So I've scrolled through. And that was actually, it made me think about it because your response in the email when I asked you to join, you seemed very excited and like, that's why I joined, to inspire the next people, right? So if you could tell me more about, I saw you were doing the VCE awards for, what was it, Regional Academic Inspiration Awards at the Homestead. That's the one I saw. So if you could tell me more about that,
well,
what's the experience?
Education, to me, it's a very important part of a person's, whether going through your childhood into adulthood. It's very passionate about education, mainly because I also experienced that, gone through that, and I'm sure all the family at home will know that from an Asian background, education is a big part of their culture as well. With me being a refugee coming over here, opportunity, it's a main factor, seeking opportunities, and education does provide that. And it's a key for anyone growing up, whether you're refugees or not. It's education, the fundamental foundation for your career path, actually your journey through our adulthood and education, provide a solid base. So when I got elected as a member of Western Region in the Upper House, I cover a vast area out of the West, which is cover 11 seats, which is over 650,000 constituents household. Damn. And that's many schools. I think it's over 180 schools in the West. That's, I think, over 200 both public and private. And I wanted to, because every school you go through, all the kids get acknowledgement in relation to their achievement. Every year they get the finals year that all the students who achieve academic high score, high result, they get an award. But I also noticed, and I've experienced throughout my career and my educational life, that not everybody can reach that. Not everybody's been born or gifted that 100% score, 99 score. Not everybody's like that. But there are a vast of students who are very talented.
Yeah.
Yet for every reason, they not always see if I can get that 99%. And they keep inspiring. They really encourage. They can. They got that ability to, and I've seen that through my life, and I've seen my fellow friends gone through that. They're very talented. You've got a little inspiration, a little encouragement, whether it's from home or from school or elsewhere. They can achieve that 99% or 100%.
It makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference.
It makes a big difference.
Having the right people in your corner.
The amount of encouragement in the background. So that's what I said. We acknowledged all those who got their academics award, which I have one, but also I want an inspirational award. And it's basically recognise those people, those students who strive throughout the whole year, continue doing their best and putting in the hard yard. And you need acknowledgement and hopefully that award to encourage them to continue on and give it a little extra encouragement to continue on with education. Also, the Education Award, it's encouraged, mainly to encourage students to continue on the path in education.
Yeah.
Because it's, like I said, it provides a solid foundation for whatever they want to do after they finish the Year 12 or onto tertiaries. So that's its encouragement, not just those who got a award, but all their peers recognise that if I try a little bit, there are people outside of school who will acknowledge and know what I'm doing. So that's another key factor listen to the education. So I open up to all the school, both private and public, who want to participate in the year 11. I'd had year 11, nothing is year 11, year 12. I specifically chose those 2 years because it's the final year of your high school and you are about to encounter a new journey.
So different once
so
you
a
leave
big
school.
difference. So it just encourages them, acknowledging that. But also my awards also, we also not do high school, we do primary school.
Yeah.
And the 5 and 6, we do 5 and 6, so which is their journey onto a new path into high school as well. It's a new journey as well.
Very different for them, the big transition.
Big transition. So those 2 years, or those 4 years, 5 and 6, level 11, 12, it's a big step for the students. And hopefully the awards will encourage them, acknowledge them, and push them up, lesson to continue the path in education. So that's what the award's all about. And I want to, with the Year 12, I know it's a bit odd, it's September, October now, but I want specifically with the Year 11, Year 12, want to acknowledge them prior to the exam. There's no use giving to you after exam, which most school do. The acknowledgement when you finish your exam, you have your every year functions and graduations, but
it's all a blur after then.
Yes.
But if you do it, that's good.
That's
do
why
it just before the exam, because then that lifts you up, right?
Correct. That's why this award, specifically with Year 11, Year 12, I spoke to the school, I know it's a bit early, but I want to acknowledge them prior to the exam, give them a little extra boost, encouragement before they do sit the exam, I got this award, such and such. And hopefully they'll encourage that. Because most students will understand that 1 or 2% make a big difference what course you want to do. What course you want to choose. So there's a lot of school out there. So that extra 1%, 2% they can get, or extra mark they can get, will make a big difference for their opportunity.
I'm from Queensland, so it's not. What's the equivalent QCS tests? What Victorian version is that? It's like
I think I'm counting.
I know, right? There's all these acronyms.
What I did was 3C, so it's HCs when I went through. But I know they go through the Year 11. That's part of it. You can do part of the Year 12 subjects as well. And then Year 12 finishes something and then. But they've got 5 subjects to go through, 6 subjects to go through. So So that's what the exams, the awards, are all about. The encouragement to continue their path. And basically, obviously, with all the award, actually specifically ask school, I can actually go and speak to the students. Mainly just, I notice in various time there's awards and those who present the award are not there and just hand on. So it's important we acknowledge that you actually try to make it and pass the coach on face to face. It makes a big difference. That little bit encouragement, you make the little efforts to speak to the student and give it a little extra encouragement, and it subconsciously, I take it, it will help them. So
no, it's a good thing. It's a very good thing. I like education, and that time is very stressful, very important time. I think, did I hear it right? It was an award that you put together?
Yes, this is the Trung Luu MP Award. So yes.
So you put it all together. You've contacted all the schools, went, hey, here's what we're going to do.
It's the 3rd year's going now. So it's fantastic.
That's powerful. I love that. All right. No, sweet. I knew this would be a good question. Thank you. I guess we'll start with some of the other the preset questions. So before politics, before you even entered the world, what were you up to? What did a normal day look like for you?
Before politics, I was a police officer. Been working as a police officer for 28 years before I went to politics.
Yeah, wow. Thank you for your service.
Sorry?
Thank you for your service.
They give me...
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Yes. It's I don't know how to say it. It's something, like I said, it's something you decide or you chose to path you wanted to move on. I did civil engineering for 4 years. Then my 4th year, that's something I decided to progress in. I guess you find your calling when you at a certain stage of your life. Well, engineering, yes, you do your high school, then you got your mark, you choose a path which you think you're good at. But I think for university, you actually start meeting communities, going out. So then you know what you want, how you contribute to the society, and I think my calling was then just basically to help others. So that's why I went on to as a police officer and been serving as a police officer the last 28 years prior to being prior to get elected. So that's very much my path prior to politics.
Okay. So with all that time as a police officer, what are some of the lessons you've learned through that you kind of find yourself applying every day in your new role?
Oh,
there's too many, or
that's a lot of things. Because always people ask you what's the key factor to make you do something.
Yeah,
they'll always believe, or for me, there's more than one thing.
Yeah.
There's suddenly that's one thing that trigger and go, yes, it's time to go. But there's many things which build up and contribute to your decision making. I always think, what I would do, I always think about it, and there's various things various factors which contribute to what you decide to do.
It's like that compound,
yes.
That compounding
and then
skills
last minute something just trigger and go, yes, it's time to go now. But I always believe that there's no one thing that make you choose a path. There's certain things build up over a period of time and helps you to make a decision down that path. So there are many things lesson to what's helped me now, because in many ways it's a great benefits, contribution to what I've done in my career in the past helped me to make decisions right now. Because basically what we do now is basically legislate and represent a vast group of people.
Yeah.
And I believe to understand what decision making, you need to, in certain way, have experience or work in that path what people are seeking to make a decision on. So experience, it's a big factor.
Yeah.
As a member of parliament.
Especially being an important part of the community.
Yes.
Being a police officer as well, with that experience.
Yes.
So like you're all in the community, you're experiencing people every day, you know the challenges they're facing,
Yes.
So that definitely would feed into all that.
That's played a big factor lesson too.
Yeah.
It helps me in many ways how I communicate, how I speak to people now, how I go to communities, liaise with communities, build up rapport. And you can actually, it's sort of like come natural, having speak to people over 28 years on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It's just something you do naturally. And you can understand when people say, I've got issues, this, A, Y, and Z. But in many ways, as a police officer, you learn to be in the other person's shoe.
Yeah. Okay.
In many ways.
You build that empathy and that understanding.
When people say catching a cook, you don't understand the cook's
true.
perspective. For example, how to get into a house, and you need to understand his perspective, then you follow that perspective.
Yeah.
Same thing as the community. You understand where they're coming from, what their problem, try to be in their situations. In many ways, being a migrant or refugees helped me in that aspect as well. Mm-hmm. Have gone through that sort of experience then as well. Most of the people I speak to now in my community I've gone through that path, or my family's gone through that path prior, and they sort of experience issues now which I have or have seen throughout my career or through my life. So.
Yeah. No, wow. I just confirmed, Vietnam?
Yes.
Yeah. So you come over here as a child with your parents?
Yes. We left after my dad and my uncle got out of the education camp after the war, 1975. They were in the South Vietnamese Army with the Americans and Australians. After they got released, we left Vietnam. During that time, late 70s, there were influx of refugees from Vietnam.
Yeah.
So we were one of those boat people who arrived to Australia.
Yeah.
In the late 70s.
People that need a home and they want to have a better life. And improve the opportunities.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's good. Because there's a common thread that I find with all the people I've interviewed so far, there's that opportunity in Australia. Like migrants can, like you are representing your community and, you're a first generation migrant essentially. And I think that's very powerful and unique to Australia.
Well, it's in many ways, it's our country. We see Australia, it's a great opportunity, but you need to understand opportunity. You need to, how to say it, respect opportunity, but also grab it while you can.
Yeah, and know how to identify it, grab it and seize it.
Seize it.
Yeah,
seize the moment, to say.
Yeah. All right, no, powerful. All right, thank you. No, I just wanted to hear that because I think at least half of the people I've interviewed, either they're migrants or their children are migrants, and I find that magical for Australia. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, so we'll jump on to, so I know that you did just mention that you spent all that time and it sort of just compounded and you didn't know that there was anything that sort of clicked and made you step up to be a public representative. But was there something that really annoyed you or made you think that, you know what, I need to step in. I need to take part and represent.
Well,
was there anything?
In relation to step over to politics, you mean?
Yeah. From that transition from...
In many ways, as a police officer, you're representing the community, but you're supporting on an individual basis, really. One by one or one-on-one or on a small group. You're representing, helping the community. Politics, it opened up representing the community, but on a bigger platform.
Yeah, okay.
But what got me step over from police officer to public life was mainly equal representations in Parliament. You understand the Vietnamese community. This year, actually, is the 50-year anniversary relation to Vietnamese settlements in Australia.
Wow.
And when I put my hand up to be in politics, that's 3 years. Last election was 3 years ago. We've been here over 40 years, 45 years, 46 or so. But if you look at how successful the Vietnamese communities has migrate, assimilate into Australian way of life, it's across the board successful.
Very successful. I have a joke sometimes where it's like Vietnamese migrants make better Australians sometimes.
Well,
they come here, they set up businesses, they really become pillars of their community.
Yeah, so very, very successful. I'd say they're successful in entrepreneur, in professionals, from doctors, engineers, or even you get judge, magistrates as well. So very successful, but you don't see any voice in government. Yeah,
okay.
And I always believe in any society to progress, you need to have representation in in legislation, building, infrastructure.
Yeah.
You need to have a voice in that.
Someone who's had that experience in those communities, cultures.
Sorry?
Someone who has had that experience in those cultures and communities. And
yes, but you need a voice in government to represent your community and have a say. You can't have people representing your community.
Yeah.
They say, yes, we represent the community, but do they actually understand what the community want or expectation of the community? And that's not just the Vietnamese, but all the community. But we, the Vietnamese community, would be very special. We're all vast profession, but not in politics. So that's one of the steps I said at the time. And believe me, I've done this I was one of the first few actually become Victorian police officers in the 90s. And there weren't much Victorian police officer of Vietnamese descent. And we went through a recruitment drive in, I think, late 2000s, early 2000s, sorry. And we've got a lot more Vietnamese of ethnicity in the Victorian police, but they went through a drive there. And the one way to just open a door for those Vietnamese or Asian descent to be into the Victorian police force. And that's done my part, Victorian police. For if an opportunity arises, I can do something with their politics. So that's one factor which pushed me towards politics.
Yeah.
Representations. like all things, you need a role model. You need someone to actually step in there. Because recent people, Vietnamese, don't actually go into politics. They've never seen anyone of their similar
ethnicity and
similar in heritage in politics
as well. Yeah.
So if kids grow up and, for example, they see there's someone of their same heritage, whether they're playing football or something, they'll strive for it. They go, I can be like that. I want to be like that.
Very inspirational.
So in politics, no one there of Vietnamese descent. So I said, if I have an opportunity, open the door, or may not go a long way, but at least give an opportunity for the younger generations to say, yes, we can go in that path. There is someone of our descent, sort of like a role model. So that's something I thought, that's something I can. Not much. That's my career life, working life left. So I've got a few years left. I can if I have opportunity, that's what I should be doing. So
you're a trendsetter twice. You're like, all right, I'm going to be the first Vietnamese police officer in Victoria. I'm going to to be the first parlimentarian.
Well,
in the upper house, I think.
Wasn't my original thought, but yes.
Yeah. No, that's good, and I love that. So like once you get in and you actually go for it. Was that scary, or there was no like questioning it? Like you were clear about, why me?
It's sort of like I said, it's important to have some sort of a career prior to going in politics, and that prepare you in many ways. For me, the policing role prepared me in many aspects. Listen to dealing with people, issues. You can focus various issues across the board. Problem solving, assisting people, that sort of assist the way. And prior to come to Mount Palmer, I was a counsellor as well. So that in relation to procedure wise, that assists me lesson to prepare me before I come to as a member of parliament. So preparations, I reckon, is important. And I think what my career leading into being elected as an official member of Western Metropolitan Region is it has prepared me in many perspectives. Lesson to, then again, don't get me wrong. There's always something new being here, and it's good to experience new things. But some preparations on a way is always helpful.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So like once you're in and you're experiencing it, I know you've prepared yourself, but what are some of the differences, or like? Was there a moment where you went, what have I gotten myself into?
Yes.
Like this whole world of state politics?
Yes. So it's even though I said it's prepared, there's always new things always happening. The procedure wise is something you learn pick up quite quickly, but relation to dealing with you can see the centre of achievement relation to, because being where I am in the legislation, as the council, you can see your contributions has great effects and immediate effects once it gets passed. You see this straight away, that becomes law, and you see what happens straight after. In my short time, in only a few years, and there has been many legislation been passed. And you can see the ripple effects. And I'm talking about crime issues. And during the last 3 years, you see what's been passed the last couple of years has dramatic effects right now at the moment. We're having a crime issue at the moment. Some legislation passed and we debate on it.
Yeah.
And you can see the ripple effects at the moment now. Rightly or wrongly, you can argue on either side, but we see that actually the effects of happening now. So something needs to change and something needs to be put forward, lesson to amend what's been passed through the lesson to legislation. But you can actually see the ripple effects, what you're doing, your work, actually, you can see it. In relation to, I lost my thought. Lesson to
no, you're good.
Preparedness. Was it preparedness you asked me?
It was more. Was there a moment, or once you've gotten in here, was there a moment of what have I gotten myself into? Because but I understand that's the positive side, right? You can actually see the change that happens. Implementing the policies in certain ways, there is those ripple effects, and it affects the community at a wide, broad stroke. But I guess within the world, is there any moments where you go, really, this is how we do it? What's going on here? Or I thought it went differently, or something like that.
More so, I reckon, the internal politics than anything else.
Outside of the chamber sort of thing, or?
In party politics.
Yeah,
internal
okay.
party politics.
Yeah, okay.
In relation to the wider procedures, you saw, with my back experience in policing, dealing with communities, it's called coming second nature. But the internal politics, having been a police officer in organisations, very rigid, parliamentary organisations, you got structure. Being in the army reserve for 20 years, also there's structure there. And there's various regulation or requirement you follow. In party politics, a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I'm used to understanding there's a certain way you do things, whereas here it's...
What are some of those differences? Without getting you in trouble? I don't
listen to... Whereas all the organisers, I've been to the organiser for the army and the police, there's rigid organisations. Yeah, that you know what's your
very structured, who to talk to, this is how it is, this is the chain of command.
Chain of command.
Yeah.
Whereas in party politics, it's everybody has a voice. Yeah. A lot more of self-interest as well.
Okay.
But that's, I think, I want to see that's across all parties, not just... Yeah. And that's something I said is a bit unusual in the way that I'm not used to. I think that's one thing, listen to politics.
Yeah.
I think many people get into politics, I think they'll come across that barrier as well.
Yeah. There's all those like different personalities, but they're also representing their communities.
Yep.
Or their aspects of the state. Yep. And then they all kind of want different things for it, because every community is slightly different, right? So it's not just the personal, what do you call it? It was like their own personal interests. It's also their community interests as well.
Their community interests is their interests.
Yeah. So some of it's clashing here and there. And so then it kind of sets you up to do that very difficult thing that government has to do, which is compromise. Yeah,
compromise.
Find that middle ground and help as many people as we can.
Correct.
Sort of thing? Yeah, okay. I lost my other question. There was something there. It's very interesting, the way the internal politics sort of operates, Yeah. So you've actually gotten elected and... Whoa. No, these are the same questions. Who wrote these? I wrote them. Silly me. Right. So we'll go with what has been the toughest part of this journey, coming into the politics side of things?
Toughest part. It has been new experience. We say toughest, I find the word toughest means you struggle and you strive. It's something I haven't really struggled with, if you know what I mean. Your work, I reckon time would be the toughest.
Yeah. Like trying to manage it?
It's just a lot of time consume. This job consumes a lot of your time. I'll give you an example. When I was working as a police officer, I was doing Army Reserve plus council. So I was doing 3 jobs at once and still had time for the family. Whereas now, as an MP, you pretty much 7 days a week.
Really?
Yes. And very little time on your family. Then again, it depends on you how much you want to put into it as well. With a role out west, it's such a large area. You try to make sure you reach everybody, and I think
there's a lot of driving.
And I think maybe because who I am, I just want to help everybody, and you try to do so much.
Yeah. So
it's pretty much for me now. It's time. I think time's the toughest part. You can manage it, but it's I think take up a lot of your time. Listen to being an MP, if you wanted to reach out to all your community constituents.
And make as much difference as you can, for everyone. Yeah, okay.
You try to do a lot of things, but I guess that's up to individual members how they approach it. But for me, I find it consumes a lot of your time as a member of parliament than any other job I have gone through.
Mm. Yeah, okay. No, thank you. I guess we'll go on to, I know, like, as an example, I guess, because you are, you said there as an example, 7 days a week sometimes, right? So some of that time is making sure you stay connected to your community.
Yes.
Yeah, how do you best do that?
Well, that's something individual MPs have their own office and how they approach it. I'll try to reach out to many communities as possible. Across out of West, and I think across Victoria, our community is very diverse. A lot of multicultural communities. Some are more recent arrival than others. Been here for a long period of time. But out west, we got a diverse group, and you got to try to reach out every single community as much as possible. Whether it's going to the events, find out what's happening. Citizenships, all those new citizens out of west, I actually reach out to them, every single one of them. Mm-hmm. I can't make to every single ceremony because I think there's over 6 different council does the ceremony for the fooding plus some setting, but we get a list eventually from one of these one, and I write out letter to each every single one of them in various form, whether you actually direct contact or written contact, and try to reach out to the community, and that's how you actually keep in touch what's going on. But then again, that's up to individual office. There's no directions. You must do this A, B, and C. It's up to individual MPs who want to reach out and speak to the communities and different ways of going about. And for example, the school program is something I just create up, and that's something reach out to school communities and students. As you know, people saying that the Liberal Party has very poor connection with the younger generations. I think what I'm doing, hopefully, reach out to the younger generation that the Liberal Party does care of education and does care for their future. Yeah, not just other thing which been sort of been picture the Liberal Party. So that's one thing. So you enrich different community, different age group as well. So
yeah, be appealing and yeah. So other than the school one, which sounds like it's your favourite one, is there another favourite community aspect or whatever that you like to be engaged with? Or
I do all the multicultural communities. So basically, prior to my taking on the police portfolio, I was assisting less in the multicultural portfolio the first 2 years. So I was basically reaching out to all the multicultural communities every weekend, basically, going to the functions, the events. Yeah. See what the issues there are, the community's needs and stuff, and try to advocate for them as well. So multicultural community, and also from the multicultural community, I understand what they've gone through in many perspectives. I've gone through that for my family and our community has gone through. So dealing with similar issues, but we actually can start to pass on experience, what we've gone through, and help them, to guide them. How they proceed on lesson 2, community activities, applying assistance, what other assistance available for various people, new revival, or various stages of their path as they've been in Australia as well. So those two things, education, multicultural communities, and always, maybe this is part of the policing place, is try to advocate, speak for the minority in many ways, whether it's just community groups or ethnicities or people who are unable to speak out. I think that was an earning lesson to me as a police officer, speak on behalf of someone who or group unable to do so themselves. So that I'll try to reach out to those communities or groups who are not represented. So now again, representations in the parliament.
Yeah. I guess because there is the award thing, but more what I was trying to ask is there one other community engagement that you do that just like blows your mind? You think it's amazing, it really represents the community. Is there something in particular, like you could shout out or something if you want, or brag about?
Oh, you want to brag about?
That's more, something like that. Yeah.
Being the first Liberal of Vietnamese descent in Victoria, it's a big thing for the Vietnamese community.
Yeah.
Representation of the Vietnamese community in Parliament, being first Liberal, it's a big thing. Mainly, you understand from the Vietnamese community point of view, back in the 70s, the Liberal Party, I think Malcolm Fraser, actually opened up the refugees legislation for refugees to come to Australia. So even though now you go to the Vietnamese communities hall in Sunshine, they have a quite big display of all the generals and all those people who represent the communities. They have Malcolm Fraser on top.
Yeah.
So he's really regarded in his community. So being the first Liberal of Vietnamese descent, we talk about it's a big deal in the community as well. So,
so when you go there, they pick you up and cheer for you. And
I'm saying, but having real representations of Vietnamese descent in Parliament, it's that and he actually achieved that. It's a big thing for the Vietnamese community, not just for me, but us being Vietnamese refugee, we've been here and we actually got people who achieve various area, and I think Parliament, that's something they can boast about, listen to.
Yeah.
As far for the Vietnamese community as well. So.
No, all right, cool. Just confirm it, so they don't throw you around with happiness.
Sorry?
They don't pick you up and cheer for you. All right, I just want to but it's still a big deal. Still a big deal. So this will be the second last question. I'll get another one later. But so from the police background and the council background and the Army Reserve background, and then coming into making this your full-time career in Parliament as a upper house MP, have you changed in any way from before or after, or are you stick to your guns?
No.
It hasn't changed you?
It hasn't changed my attitude. It hasn't changed my approach. People say I shoot pretty straight, so I'm pretty blunt.
Yeah.
I speak my mind and always have been. I believe integrity is important, who you are.
Yeah.
You shouldn't change that. And I'm not going to change my integrity after 30 years having that just because I become an MP.
Yeah. Okay.
You should not change that. People might find it different. People might not appeal to some people. That's who you are. But I believe your integrity is important of the characteristic of the persons, who you are. So professional integrity is important to me. So that's always been that way, and that's how I think people understand that too. Being in a law enforcement background, army background, they know that's what expectation there as well, and they don't expect you to change. But I don't think I'll change that much or anything.
Good. So is there an example of you putting this integrity and sticking to it into practice?
Yes. Well, if I say something, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Well, as a police officer, you say you never promise something you cannot commit to.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I try to bring it into politics. Then again, within politics, there's you try to back what you promise.
Yeah.
And so listen to all my colleagues. That's a big thing with me. So if I say something, I like to back it up with what actions. To me, I believe acts is more than word.
Yeah. Stick to your gun. Stick to your word, you know?
Well, it's people say things, but it's what you do define who you are.
Yeah, true. And they go in pairs if you're going to have that good integrity. You know, if you say you're going to do something, then do it. Yeah, okay. All right. No, good one. I like that. But you've set that in stone before you entered the world of politics.
So.
Yeah. when I interviewed Aaron Violi, the federal member, he had a similar thing. It's, you find your core principles and your values and stick to it. Otherwise, you're in it for the wrong reasons.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. All right. So, final question. If you could go back in time to the first moment you considered entering politics, what piece of advice would you give yourself and why?
Advice to myself into politics. I don't know. It's because I went sort of steps by steps.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something you just dive into. You understand? Because I ran for council several times, finally made it. Then that prepare you for. Then I ran for state parliament twice. First one's the lower house, the second time the upper house. I guess persistence, but just don't give up.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I've gone through that through my entire life. Just don't give up. But with politics, I don't know. There's nothing really. Haven't made anything wrong yet. Knock on wood.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yes, so I'm not too sure what advice myself lesson to.
I like the don't give up.
Don't give up.
That's a pretty good one.
It's something. It's always been not just politics. Always, I speak this to the students. I said, "There's no failure. If you don't succeed or get the result you plan to do or you strive for, you do it next time. As long as you give your all your best, it's building up experience for next time. So it's a journey through life. It doesn't define who you are at that given time moment.
Yeah.
So it's what you do afterward. Yeah. So don't give up. And throughout my career, it's like everything I do. It's not always the first time you achieve something.
No,
take a couple of run.
Yeah.
And it builds your experience. Same thing as council, same as parliament, state parliament. Tell me, it wasn't the first time. And other things for policing as well. Same thing, not always the first time that you achieve exactly what you want. You just build up your experience and you progress on and move forward. And you try again and you pick yourself up and you achieve next time. So don't give up.
Integrity. Don't give up. Persistence. Good. Yeah, I like it. Trung Luu, thank you for your time.
No, thank you. Thanks for
get on his Instagram. He's very lovely and friendly on there. But yeah, thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Ethan. Thank you for the opportunity to speak on the program.
Yeah, sweet. Have a good one. Bye.
Cheers.